Before I start ranting about modern football, a penultimate reminder that I am up for the best non-league YouTuber in the Non-League Bible Awards. If you do indeed think that I have been the best non-league YouTuber over this last year, then you can prove that by voting DB30 Sports TV. The link is provided in the description below, and all you have to do is scroll down to the best non-league YouTuber category and click on this channel's name. Yes, hello everyone, and welcome to episode 1 of Thursday Thoughts. What Thursday Thoughts is basically where I just basically ramble on about something that's on my mind within the world of football, totally unscripted and totally sort of from the heart, like the way I want all my videos to be really. Like, I don't want to come across as a robot or anything like that, and in this one we are just talking about modern football, and especially how it's become over the last few months or so. And I think what ultimately triggered me into making this particular video was there was an article on Tuesday suggesting that the Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid game in La Liga could be moved to Miami, and that for me was just a clear indicator of where football is going these days, I'm afraid. And if I'm being honest, it's absolute crap. The fact that they are even hinting that a game in La Liga that, in my honest opinion, should be played in Spain in whatever ground the home team is. I think in this case, Barcelona, and yet they have basically just gone for a cash grab and wanting to move it halfway across the world just to appease the TV companies, appease their supreme leaders in the States, what have you. It just absolutely stinks to me, and the people that suffer through absolutely all of this, and is the core of why I'm kind of making this particular video, is of course the fans. If you're a Barcelona season ticket holder, you'd be absolutely livid, wouldn't you? The fact that you've probably forked out all that money, and and next thing you know, one of your games is being moved halfway across the world. Surely, if you're Barcelona, you've got any slight decency about you, you would reimburse whatever's been lost on that season ticket. Because when you buy a season ticket, I'm sure every fan does this. I know I do it, where you work out how much your season ticket costs per game, so just refund that, and as well, like, obviously Barcelona, huge club, fans from all over the world. Could you imagine if you've booked flights to Barcelona for that particular game, and no, it's actually in Miami, again, you wouldn't be best pleased, would you? And I'm gonna be honest, I think this has been coming for quite a long time. I think and I think it is only a matter of time before the Premier League follows suit, I must say. As much as people may want to deny it, sadly it is coming. And I think the first time I thought that this might happen was I was actually 10 years old, when the new Wembley was built and they announced that there were going to be 1 or 2 NFL games. I saw that announcement, and my immediate reaction was like, it's surely only going to be a matter of time before Premier League games start going the other way. And to be honest, I'm surprised what we now were 17 years later that it still hasn't happened. But I do feel as though that day is getting ever closer, and it's kind of another nail in the coffin of football. And I'm seeing people in like Barcelona fans that live in America going on like, what about us fans that live over here? We should get to see the team too. Well, honestly, if you want to watch the team that much, jump on a flight, go to Barcelona and watch them. It's that straightforward. And as well, let's not forget that in the summer, pretty much every summer, the teams like Barcelona, Real Madrid, Man United, Man City, Liverpool, those sorts of clubs will always go over to the States and play the States, Australia, China, or wherever for their pre-season tours, which conveniently don't really seem to make much difference to fixture congestion and player welfare and fatigue. I wonder why that is. Obviously, what's causing all that issue is FA Cup replays. So, yeah, modern football just does baffle me at times. And as I say, it is the fans that are always getting the claggy end of the stick. And you look at it with TV, which is kind of the next thing I want to talk about in this video. Like how badly TV's kind of got a bit of a chokehold really of football all across Europe. Like I think almost sometimes in England we kind of like sort of give the impression that it is only fans in England that suffer with shoddy notice for changing of dates and kick-off times, but it's kind of the same all across Europe, really. Like, if you want to know the real reason why I don't tend to go to like France, Italy, Spain, and places like that often for football, it is clearly because it is almost impossible to plan trips there. Like, it's not uncommon for games in those countries to be changed at like almost the very last minute. I think Spain's probably the most notorious for that. France second, and Italy a little bit behind that. So, and you're seeing it in this country now. Like I think it took them how long to change to announce the TV fixtures for the Premier League over the course of Christmas. I remember at one time you never even got like any hint of when the TV times were going to come out. They did change that, but it soon became apparent that they're almost never at the time said they were. So now, if you check the Premier League website, I think it gives you they can come out at any time over a 2 week period, which helps no one. And I think already they've missed the latest possible date a couple of times. So, but they're not going to give two shits about that. I mean, the fans will. I think there's a game at 7 o'clock on a Sunday night, which isn't exactly ideal for travelling fans, is it? But this is only going to get worse. This is only going to get worse and worse. Like, look at the new EFL TV deal. I think gotta be honest. I think it's got to a stage where there's too much football on TV. Like you're seeing it like Premier League Monday Night Football, and pretty much every game in the Championship on a Tuesday night, a whole host of League One and League Two games during the week, Champions League, like League One on a Thursday night, Championship on a Friday night, a lot of Premier League games on a Saturday and a Sunday. Quite a few across the lower leagues as well, and this filters down to the National League as well. Like you look at DAZN, there was a petition put out by a couple of York fans about the National League's TV deal with DAZN actually, and the sheer lack of notice that they're getting for changing dates and kick-off times. And I think obviously York, I think they had a game at Woking that was kind of changed at pretty short notice, and it's happened to them again away to Forest Green, two of the longest journeys of the season. So if you would like to sign that and support it, I will provide a link in the description for that as well. It happened to obviously my team, Gateshead, going to Dagenham. It's just absolutely like ludicrous, and it just really helps no one. It gets, like, I think in the case of DAZN, all it's done is just get like fans of National League clubs like massively on their backs. Like it's like something for me needs to be done about like how far, like what is the absolute latest you can change a TV game, because it's just getting absolutely ridiculous now. And as we said, the fans are the ones that suffer with that. And while we're on the subject of the National League, the next thing we are going to talk about is like cup competitions once again. Like you look at this new, like you look at the fact, the reason why FA Cup replays were scrapped, and the main reason being the fact that teams were playing, like clubs felt as though they were playing too many games, and yeah, so but obviously you've got, I think I mentioned in another video, that you only get FA Cup replays if the original game ends as a draw, and yeah, they've replaced it. Obviously, partially to do with the new like Europe, the new format of European competitions. Again, not hearing much noise about the level of fixture congestion that that's causing. I think it's just like beggars trying to be choosers in that case, really. But FA Cup replays were not the problem. When you look at it down in the lower leagues, I think the reason they wanted it from the first round was to like bring in this new National League Cup and to like maybe make more time for the Bristol Street Motors Trophy as well. But it's been proven with attendances in the Bristol Street Motors, and I think especially now with the National League Cup, that people just aren't interested, and ultimately, like maybe slightly financially, but other than that, they benefit absolutely nobody. And you're getting like Premier League clubs like complaining that they're gonna have to play the kids in the FA Cup because there's too many games in the Premier League and the Champions League. If you look at the first, there's been 11 fixtures played in the National League Cup already. Obviously, at this stage of the competition, it is only National League clubs versus Premier League 2 sides as an on. And from those 11 games, there's only been Gateshead, Maidenhead, Aldershot, and Oldham that have won their games outright. There's been a couple of the teams won bonus points on penalties, but don't be giving absolute shit about the facts that you're gonna have to field weakened teams in the FA Cup when literally your kids beat senior teams on a regular basis. It happens in the National League Cup, and it happens in the Bristol Street Motors Trophy as well. So it's like, this isn't just a Premier League, around about Premier League and La Liga, Champions League, whatever. Is the final part of this video is going to be about like general ownership of football and how crap the fit and proper test is. You've seen it with Blythe recently. I'm obviously a pretty dire Gateshead fan, and yeah, I can't help but feel sorry for what's going on at Blythe. I mean, yes, I will laugh at them a little bit and take the piss a little bit if they get beat by a heavy scoreline or whatever. But I don't want to see what's going on there just now. And the fact is, you're gonna get absolute con men get like sort of wiggling their way into these football clubs until the fit and proper test becomes fit and proper in itself. I have absolutely no idea how that bloke's managed to get in there, and I really do hope that it gets sorted soon. And you look at it with Farsley as well. Like, I think there was an article last week about like players and staff not being paid on time. Obviously, at the minute, having to play the home games here, there, and everywhere because they went to install the artificial pitch, but that looks like it's nowhere near done. So God knows how long that's going to be going on for, and also it needs time to bed in and stuff like that. So God knows when Farsley are going to return home, and by the time they do, there could be in all sorts of financial peril. Like obviously at the minute they're playing quite a few home games at Bradford Park Avenue, which logistically makes sense. Like pretty much next town along, 3G pitch. Like they've got the facilities to host them, but you've seen it like way too often where like games are just being maybe sort of brought up at pretty much the last second, and it's just leaving away fans with absolutely no time to get something planned. That is kind of that for this video. It's the first one, and I appreciate it might have been a little bit rusty, but it was kind of nice just to talk about my honest feelings about modern football and the fact that the fans are the ones that are suffering within all this. Let us know your thoughts. Like, is there things that you'd like to see change within the game? Because originally we really weren't asking for much as fans, were we? All we were asking for was for a bit of financial equality, a bit more financial fair play. The safe standing ground, cheaper, more affordable tickets. And yet we're just given this absolute bollocks. It's just as simple as that. But that is that for this video, and I'll be back on Saturday with Gateshead versus Solihull Moors. So the Heed looks as though the Heed are getting back to form under Carl Magnay, and this Saturday is, of course, a rerun of the FA Trophy final. Hopefully a similar outcome, but check back on Saturday to find out if that can happen. But until then, take care, cheers for watching. See you later.